Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Last of Us series. This is episode 8 of season 1 and it is called When We Are in Need. Last episode. Of course, Joel didn't die, at least not yet. The episode started with him on the ground, still wounded. Ellie decided to leave. We weren't sure where she was going, but then this transitioned us into the prologue for Ellie, like her backstory, which is cool because we never really got to see anything to do with it up until this point. We only heard her reference it here and there, and even then she was kind of mysterious with a lot of the stuff she was referencing from her past. So basically the whole premise is quite cool. Like, her best friend sneaks back into her room after having gone AWOL and says like, look, I'm joining the Fireflies, but I want to give you the best night of your life. So she takes it out. They break into the old mall, have fun in a couple of the shops, go to the arcades, play Mortal Kombat 2, dance wearing silly masks. It looked like it was a fun night, especially considering they're in an apocalypse. That's tough going to get any sort of party atmosphere when you think about it. But Ellie's friend smashed it, looked so fun, and then she capped it off with a little pun book gift as well, which was just the icing on the cake. And then Ellie and her friend kissed, so they were into one another in that way as well, so we had a little budding relationship and best friends, and basically Ellie said please don't go, and her friend agreed to it. The way it was going was Ellie's friend was going to stay with her, they were going to be a happy couple and live their lives out happily ever after, but of course this is The Last of Us. Within 3 minutes of them confessing love to one another and begging a friend to stay, which she agreed to, a zombie shows up. Her friend, by the way, is ready for a gunfight because she was quite quick with a pistol and she looked like she'd had a little bit of training. I don't know if she got that when she was at the Firefly facility or if she'd just always been able to handle herself. And then Ellie finishes the zombie off with a knife only to find out she's been bit, which basically ties us back into when we first meet Ellie. But the tragedy of it is, of course, at this point neither of them are aware that Ellie has some sort of miraculous cure in her blood. They both just assume that within a few days she is definitely going to turn into one of these things and die. Ellie reacts completely understandably, in fury, starts smashing shit up, and then her friend makes the brave decision to be like, you know what, like, let's just have fun for 2 days, and then, you know, when you turn kind of thing. A brave thing to do, because obviously the moment Ellie turns, her friend could be like asleep, and then what? She just like kills her in her fucking sleep and she dies as well. So yeah, her friend was willing to take that risk, and that's kind of where we ended with it, so we still never got to see exactly what went down from there to take her friend out of the show. Obviously the entire last episode I was like, she's gonna die, she's gonna die, she's gonna die. But there was 2 reasons for that. A, because of the conditioning I have had from this show already to assume that these characters we meet and start to like will instantly die. And B, the fact that she isn't in the present and this was the prologue, and if she was that good of friends with Ellie, you would assume that they would still be in contact in the present. So for those 2 reasons, I did think she was dead. But the way that episode ended, it seems to me like the more likely scenario would be they made their way to the Firefly facility. She maybe asked the Fireflies not to kill Ellie, which played a part in them just chaining her up instead of executing her. In fact, the more I think about it, maybe it was some kind of deal. Maybe her friend said to the Fireflies, like, if you don't kill her, I'll go to that post you want me to go to still. Or something like that. It might have been a noble sacrifice. I guess that would be my prediction of how it went down. I don't know if we'll get to see it or not, but if we do, that's my prediction. And then we jumped back into the present. I thought Ellie had left the shack where Joel was lying to go and get help, but she just ran around the other rooms in it and found a needle and thread. And the episode concluded with Joel getting stitched up, so here is hoping he is back to, not 100%, but you know, walking ability in this episode. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. This is episode 8, season 1, When We Are in Need. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but it's very rare that a TV show's theme song will instantly capture me. Most TV shows, when they start, I hear the theme and I'm like, not sure about this. But then, come episode 8 and 9, which I am now with Last of Us, I'm like, yeah, this theme works really well for this show. And I feel the same way about this theme. Tell you one thing, any zombie patrolling that place is freezing its balls off.
And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
This must be some sort of remnants of Christianity. People still practicing it somewhere.
I've read this passage too many times.
The tonal difference between this little community and the one where Tommy's at is absolutely drastic. These people seem to be living an incredibly solemn life. I don't know if this is due to low supplies. I don't know what this is due to, but it's not making religion look too good so far.
When can we bury him?
The ground is too cold to dig.
Not until I say so. I'm the priest and we bury him when I give the go-ahead. I'll have that motherfucker hanging on a hook like a pig in a freezer for 2 weeks above me as I deliver my sermons to your crying face if I deem it so. I like to think that's how the priest carries himself. Probably a bit less of a Tony Soprano than that in reality.
I sensed doubt in there.
Fucking calm down, Emperor Palpatine.
I need to know you're with me.
First of all, not convinced by his friends, yeah. Second of all, I don't know if these people are just trying to have a thriving community or if they have bigger plans than that. Because saying something like, I just want to know that you're with me, suggests that you're leading them into some shit. Oh, it's looking good, you know. It doesn't look infected or nothing. He looks like he almost did die though. He must have lost a lot of blood by the time she got back with a stitching. To be fair, she was in that upstairs room for about 35 minutes, having a flashback, so it is kind of her fault. And then she just looked in the first drawers she found and found a needle and thread. She could have done that in 2 minutes. Is she considering hunting while he is too weak to get food? I've got faith in her. I mean, typically this is the type of scenario where the kid will get in trouble for doing something, you know, that they shouldn't have done and took initiative for. That's how these things are usually written. But Joel's in no state to scold her anyway, so I've got a feeling she's going to be successful here and it'll help him mend. Think of the luck of some of these second unit directors, man. These guys don't have to deal with the actors, they're getting pickup shots in beautiful locations, side-scrolling between winter forests, having Starbucks in between shots and shit. It's the life. These guys get paid well and they just get to go to amazing locations and take loads of beautiful scenic shots for pickups and stuff. She did that on purpose. She was trying to get snow on her face, to be one with her environment, a true hunter's instinct. Now when you're starving, that is a good meal. And I love nature, but you know, when it's live and die, that deer's getting shot. Oh, that is the worst thing you can do as a hunter. I wouldn't go hunting now. I love animals too much, but when I was a kid, my cousins took me hunting. And the worst thing you can do is wound an animal, but not kill it and it run away, because then it's just obviously going to be suffering somewhere until, you know, it dies a natural death. So it's very important to hit something in a place which kills it basically instantaneously. But again, I wouldn't hunt nowadays. I'm not anti-hunting. I understand nature is cruel. I understand, you know, people gotta eat to live, but it's just something that if I don't have to, I wouldn't do.
Drop your rifles! Now!
Ah, so this is how these guys come into the story. This is the worst people for Ellie to encounter without Joe there to watch her back.
All I ask is 10 seconds of your time. I just want to talk.
I won't say it twice.
Please, just 10 seconds. My name is David.
Oh, fucking shoot him, Ellie.
We're not asking for charity. We can trade you for some of the deer. We have... What do you need? We have boots.
Medicine?
Not sure if I trust this guy.
He comes back, you get half the deer. Anyone else shows up, I put one right
between my eyes.
Sounds like a fair deal if they do genuinely have medicine.
It's not code, James. Do as I said.
Okay, so maybe he's being straight up. He doesn't want a bullet put in the middle of his head, clearly, so at least he's not that dumb.
That's your dad's gun? You the one that's sick? That's why you're out here on your own?
I don't like how this guy's trying to make small talk like this with her. If he was smart, he would shut up, but he sounds like he's trying to manipulate the situation the way he keeps talking.
Bring him with us. Go.
I don't think Ellie should be going anywhere while Joe's lying like that. I think her initial plan of waiting for the guy to get back with the penicillin bottles would have been a smarter strategy. I'm so distrusting of everyone in this show though. These people might actually be cool. It's just the first scene they showed of us with them, everyone looked miserable and one girl started to cry. Doesn't look like the funnest environment.
There's room for you in our group, if you want.
You're inviting me to your hunger club? Thanks.
He's not really a good salesman when he's mentioned the fact they're all starving.
Is this some weird cult thing?
Well, you sort of kind of got me there. I am a preacher.
He said it, so I didn't have to.
I actually started believing after the world ended. Before that, I was a teacher.
To be fair, if anything's gonna convert you to religion, it would be fungus zombies. You'd be like, fuck this, I need Jesus.
Well, I found God. After the apocalypse, which is either the best time or the worst time to find him.
Definitely the best. The worst time has got to be midway through a satanic sex orgy while spitting out your ball gag just to allow some air into your gimp mask. Probably the worst time to find God.
He was murdered by this crazy man who was traveling with a little girl. Everything happens for a reason.
I knew not to trust this fucking prick.
Did you bring the medicine?
Yeah, but...
Throw it to her.
So who was the member of their community that Joel shot? The only thing I do know is, if Joel killed one of their guys, it must have been one of the people who's been trying to attack him, because he hasn't killed anybody who hasn't deserved it this entire show, I don't think. Except from when he was initially escaping, you know, the night of the outbreak, and he may have hit a few humans, but he also may have hit a few infected humans, so can't blame him for that. Oh, shit. However many milligrams of penicillin straight to the liver. Well, he's breathing. That's all we can hope for at this point. There's just no way we've seen the last of those people from the start of this episode, though. No way. I hope they do not find this shack where Joel is in a weakened state, because we already know they want him for killing one of their people. They'll be able to do whatever they want with him if they manage to grab him while he's healing like this. So we definitely haven't seen the last of them. Because this is them.
Venison.
The chefs look absolutely shocked they've finally got some deer to cook as well. Don't know what sort of soup they made yesterday, but I'll pass.
Big one.
I didn't realise that because Ellie just grabbed the penicillin and ran, they were able to get the full deer. So no food for her or Joe yet.
Per trail. Won't be hard to find in the snow. We'll follow it to wherever they're hiding. And we'll bring that man to justice.
Oh, I knew it. Fuck these people. Fuck this guy. What a fucking asshole. That's some absolute psychological mindfuckery there. Trying to implement it in our head. I punish you when you are wrong, but I also help you when you are down. Fuck off, you abusive prick.
Hannah, you will always have a father. And you will show him respect when he's speaking.
Oh, I don't know if there's been a character show up in this show so far that I've instantly wanted to see fucking beheaded and fed to dogs more than this guy yet. This guy doesn't even deserve shot. He deserves a zombie death.
Bless us with Christ, the living bread. Amen.
Amen, my dick, mate. Get in a river and drown. Listen to the furious fork sound effects there. That is such good sound engineering to demonstrate how hungry everybody was. Also, it looks like that guy's got the biggest plate out of everyone. Nice to see that the food's evenly distributed over there. Trying to act like you came back with fucking bread and fish. You stole a deer, but to be fair, it was a dangerous mission because you did it in direct sunlight and you're a ginger. I'm Scottish, how dare I make ginger jokes, I know.
About the girl. We bring her back with us.
I knew he was going to say that. See, this guy's got some weird abusive undertones as well, man. Why does he think that bringing Ellie back will do anything for her? Within 2 months he's going to be fucking hitting her like that other child who's already there.
Joel, wake up. Joel, wake the fuck up, Joel.
This is exactly what I was worrying about. Joel is in no state to do any sort of fighting. This is like a situation she's gonna have to figure out herself. Is there a basement in this house she can hide him in or something?
Do not fall asleep.
Oh, fuck. This shows you how close to death he is as well, because if he was in any way normal just now, he would, like, spring up and make sure Ellie doesn't have to do any of this herself. He is so weak. He just has to lie there and what happens will happen.
Let's go!
Alive!
Interesting opening volley. She didn't reduce the numbers by anything, but she did sort of split up the party instantly, which is a good strategy. But she's going to have to start taking a few of these people out if she wants to have a chance. They'll end up hitting her horse. Well, I couldn't have timed that any fucking better, could I?
Do it.
No, the other guy said alive. This guy can't finish her off. Interesting to note that this has been a post-apocalyptic show about fungal zombies and raider gangs, and this is the creepiest shit I've seen so far.
For vengeance, deliver it.
So now we've got half-dead Joel with nothing but a knife against the other 5 people, while this guy just takes Ellie back to the camp. This is a nightmare scenario. Please tell me Joel has, like, woken up and shit. His eyes did sort of spring open as Ellie was leaving, but then they seemed to shut again. I don't know if he realises the severity of the situation she must be in to have given him those instructions and just put a knife on his chest and left. But he needs to use every bit of his fucking power right now to figure some shit out. Otherwise he is dead. Okay, he's conscious to the footsteps, that's a good sign. Surely he'll instantly know they are heavy fucking feet and not Ellie. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is so tense, because I genuinely don't know how he gets out of this. I always try and think about it like a writer, and as a writer right now I'm like, well, how the fuck does he get out of this shit? Oh, he's moved, okay. There's a chance. Come on, Joel. I've got faith Joel's gonna do this. That penicillin worked an absolute charm, I'll tell you that. I'll take another 2 bottles of that, thank you. And Ellie, once again, finds herself in some sort of fucking prison. What is it with the adults in the post-apocalypse who just cannot wait to put this poor kid in a fucking cell?
Why am I in a cage?
Because I'm afraid of you. You're a dangerous person. You've certainly proven that.
Fuck off, mate. Oh, I don't like this guy one bit.
Did you hear me say the others want to kill you?
Yeah.
But I stopped them.
Fuck you.
Again, the psychology employed there, it's like, you know, I am the one protecting you from imminent death. Look to me for fucking salvation and protection. These cult leaders have this shit down pat. In fact, I need to recommend something to you all. It's an old video from the 70s, I believe, but just YouTube how to be a cult leader and look for this like maybe 12-ish minute video. Looks like it's from the 70s or 80s. Pause this, open a window, watch that, close the window, back to this, boom. I'll say something so it syncs nice if you pause it right now. That was a fucking crazy video, wasn't it? Fucking hell, man. I told you to check that out and you did. What a legend. I've went from thinking Joel is helpless here to thinking these guys don't have a chance. He's going to pick these people off one at a time. And he's got a rifle now from the first guy he killed. So he's got a knife and a rifle. A knifle. Is that number 2 or number 3? I think that whole SOTS team has been taken out now.
I don't know any girl. Oh, fuck!
One of you 2 guys is Jesus, and we're not leaving this room till I find out who.
It's not a real town name. It's a resort. A resort?
It would be mad to see the backstory to that place, actually. If this one fucking dude has went out to some resort, turned it into his little cult commune, even though it's under the guise of, classic religion, it's clearly a little bit of a cult, and slowly incorporated vulnerable and manipulatable people into the cause. And you can tell, like I've pointed out a few times, he's got a way with words, hasn't he, of fucking, painting a picture in someone's head that he is the answer to their problems. Classic cult leader behaviour.
I'm not lying. No! No!
You know what? Fuck it, man. This guy deserved that. They were all going to that house to kill Joe, and on top of that, they've kidnapped Ellie. These guys can't be let go to just go back and give the dude all the information on him.
Hey, no. I believe him.
No! I guess that's why he instantly stabbed the first guy. He was like, I actually do believe this guy, so I don't even need to interrogate the second, so I'll just kill them both. So that second guy didn't even know that as soon as he stabbed the first, he was also instantly dead. Joel got what he wanted, and why let two people that were coming to kill you live to come and kill you again? That's just asking to be killed. Notice the plate's a little fucking smaller than the one you gave yourself over there, Jesus.
You're gonna chop me up into little pieces.
I'd rather not.
He said that like he definitely rather would, frothing at the mouth like Hannibal Lecter as he denied it. What he doesn't know is, Ellie's a fucking veteran of being held in cells by intimidating adults. If he thinks this cage is going to do anything to her psychologically, other than make her kick soup bowls at him, he has got another thing coming.
But what was I supposed to do? Let them starve? These people who put their lives in my hands?
Yeah, but what's funny is you preach a word that you're so dead set on it being like an all-encompassing part of your and everyone else who hangs about with your personality, but when push comes to shove, you'll steal a deal from a child. So where is your moral code exactly?
You remind me of me. You're a natural leader. You're smart. Loyal.
Well, it's nice to see that having a belief system breeds humility.
If I let you out of that cage right now, put that knife of yours in your hand, you'd stick me in a second.
And we would all love to see it.
The world ended and I was shown the truth.
By God.
No. By cordyceps.
Also, I'm surprised there's not a religion popped up in this apocalypse worshipping the cordyceps, because that's what would actually happen. There would be a cordyceps religious group who believed it was cleansing the planet and they worshipped it and they loved it, and it was the greatest honour for one of their members to be infected and become one of the cordyceps tribe. I can imagine this entire fucking cult in my head, even though we haven't seen it in the show yet.
I'm a shepherd surrounded by sheep, and all I want is an equal.
That is so creepy. Imagine trying to pitch to a child, like, see all these adults I hang about with, they're not on my level. See you, the child, you're on my level. You're my second in command. That absolutely reeks of fucking creepiness. This guy needs to be fired out of a fucking cannon.
If he leaves us in peace, they will just let him go. They do what I tell them to do.
So now he's willing to tell the rest of his group to let Joe go away under the condition Ellie stays there with him. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
We'd grow, spread out, and we'd do whatever we needed for our people.
I hope Ellie agrees to this just to get close enough to slit this guy's throat.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Ellie's such a little rebel, the way she just attacked him there, didn't have any of his bullshit, but I do worry for her every moment she's in this camp.
Let's see what I go tell the others now.
Again, so manipulative. You didn't do what I wanted, so I'm going to go and paint the most horrible picture of you possible. But Joel's on his feet now, rearmed. He's going to this place 100%, and this fucking guy has no chance against Joel. That must be the blood trail from the deer carcass they dragged in, but if you're Joel, you would just instantly think, oh shit, that's Ellie. Is that other people's backpacks? It's applicable here. Oh my fucking god, these people are cannibals as well. I should have known, we haven't seen cannibals in this show yet. It's a staple of the post-apocalyptic genre to have a little cannibal community.
I'm infected. And now so are you.
Yes, fuck this guy. Enjoy your life as a zombie, you absolute prick. Oh shit! fucking yes, Ellie is becoming an absolute survival legend. That guy got fucking butcher knifed straight in the neck. I expected this to be a Joel rescue mission. It's starting to look like Ellie doesn't need any rescuing. Oh, we're getting a little bit of Friday the 13th action in The Last of Us. I'm backing Ellie with the fucking flaming piece of wood. Even better, burn this place to the ground, infect that guy. Bringing Ellie here was the worst decision these people ever fucking made. In a single day, she has absolutely destroyed his community and life.
Ellie? Ellie!
Again, think how mad that is though, because even in that moment, he's not worrying about his entire community burning down. He's still just actively pursuing Ellie above any other instinct. I don't even want to see this guy die here. I want to see him slowly turn into a zombie and be forced to walk the wasteland and not get a single meal until he just turns into a fucking dead spore.
I don't know how good I am!
Add that to the list of humble brags this guy's given throughout this episode.
I'm gonna keep you. And I'm gonna teach you.
You know what? I'll take anything at this point. Stab him, shoot him, burn him, throw him to the zombies. Quickest way possible at this point would be better. This guy is not having a good time of things, to be honest. She's infected him, shanked him, burned his house down.
The fighting is the part I like the most. Don't be afraid.
Joel, fucking please, Joel, shoot this guy in the face right now, mate. Yes. Yes. To be fair, this is 10 times more satisfying than seeing a zombie bite him. Fuck him. Wow, his face will be a paste by the time Ellie has finished. That is a lot of butcher knife into the face. That was literally like a one-man Rambo mission by Ellie. I'm so impressed by how much she fucked up that entire group.
Look, it's me. It's me.
Joel's gonna feel so guilty that he was too weak to do anything and she's been through all that shit. Oh, it's so cool to see though, man. She's been through such a fucking rough day. Just to have someone she trusts again, making sure she's alright, must be such a good feeling. And the dream team lived to fight another day. Okay, and that was episode 8 of season 1 of The Last of Us, When We Are in Need, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, When We Are in Need, what did I think of that? This has got to be the single creepiest episode. Like I said, in a show about zombies and apocalypse and horrific gangs, for some reason this little community completely creeped me out the most. From the weird miserable tone we saw on all the faces from the opening scene, I got uneasiness about it, and then we slowly got to see what this guy was truly made of throughout the episode. But it started and it just seemed like it was perhaps a small church and people were miserable. Then the second time we saw it, we clearly knew things weren't normal. He hit that girl for basically just saying something. In fact, saying something which was in agreement with everyone else there, but he just hit her because she'd interrupted him when he spoke. And the whole episode, this guy's dialogue was written in such a traditionally manipulative, cult leaderish way. You completely bought that he is this type of individual to manage to group together impressionable, vulnerable, or easily manipulative people and then get this little commune going where he rules with an iron fist. And on top of that, he's clearly, you know, a child abuser as well. Absolutely horrific. The way he was talking to Ellie, incredibly uncomfortable stuff. I would rather see a zombie rip someone's head off 100,000 times than have to sit through uncomfortable scenes like that. That's way worse in my opinion. And in the back of my head I was thinking like, oh man, are these guys going to be like the main evil that we have to see Joel and Ellie escape and evade for the next couple episodes? And I'm so happy that this little storyline concluded in a single episode. I love these little episodes where they wander off the beaten path to tell an individual story before going back onto the main mission. A lot of people see that as like a filler episode, and unless every episode furthers the main plot in some way, it's deemed as like a non-important or could have been cut out episode. I don't feel that way about episodes like this. I think this adds to the world they occupy when you get a little look inside different pockets for a little bit of time and see how these people are living and see how this person's surviving, etc. It builds a world where you feel like people are doing things while we're following Joel and Ellie, rather than it just feeling like Joel and Ellie completely isolated and we're only following their story. So I love these episodes that wander off the beaten path, and the punchline was absolutely worth all the horrible uncomfortableness that guy's character put us through, because Ellie single-handedly annihilated that entire community's history, present, future, and their leader in a single day. Absolutely amazing. I thought it was going to be a perilous situation, and in fact, earlier in the episode when Joel was in the house, I thought it was perilous. I was like, these are three guys with rifles, my man can't even walk yet, and he's on the ground with nothing but a fucking knife. This isn't looking good. But obviously he used his last bit of energy to get back up. The penicillin was starting to kick in. Much respect to the real saviour in this episode, the penicillin, which was gifted to us by the enemy, by the way, so we have to thank the enemy for that little one-up. If they only knew how much of an advantage it would have given us, they would have never have brought us those bottles, but alas, they did. So he uses the last bit of his energy to get up, takes out the first guy, takes out the other two easily enough, and he marches there. But by the time he's got there, Ellie has set fire to the place, infected the dude, and then turned his head into a fine paste with a butcher knife. So, you know, Joel, you could have just sat down. Your help wasn't that necessary, but it was nice of you to show up. You know, welcome to get a little hug as she left the facility, I'm sure. But that's all you were really good for this episode. And yeah, when you think about that storyline, I guess you could say the only people you truly feel bad for is all the indoctrinated members of that group. How would they survive now this place is burnt down? Would they just be lost in the woods? I imagine most of them would die of starvation, and many of them would want to continue the fucked up principles that their now dead leader brainwashed into their minds through repetition. So yeah, it's probably not looking good for the members of that society that survived as well, and they're the people I truly feel bad for, because they were just impressionable and manipulated by an evil person, and now they'll just be completely lost in a world where no one's shepherding them with any sort of morality. And Joel and Ellie walk off into the sunset, ready for the finale next week, and I cannot wait. This whole series has been dope so far. I don't even know if they've commissioned it for a season 2, but I really hope they have. And if they have, by the way, when this season finishes and season 2 drops, it will be on this channel and we will continue it. Unless it falls off an absolute cliff and the reviews are so terrible that I just can't bring myself to do it, we will watch it. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.